Hi, my name is Nicky Wake. I'm from Don't Panic Events, and as part of our company, we have the Don't Panic Speaker Bureau, and we represent talent from across the UK and place them into corporate events. I think probably what makes a really good speaker for the business circuit in particular is compelling content. So an audience are looking to be inspired, entertained. Make sure, I think that as if you are giving a presentation or you're speaking, that you have a narrative, you have a story that flows throughout the presentation. I think that's absolutely critical. And some of the best speakers that I've seen are people who really speak from the heart and have a genuine story to tell. There are speaking opportunities at almost every event across the UK, and that can be things like very small in-house training seminars through to large, big conferences. After dinner speaking is a massive part of the business and a great opportunity to speak in a slightly different setting. Um, in terms of my top tips and tricks, very much speak on subjects that you're passionate about, because that passionate sort of comes alive and through what you do. Make sure that you're an expert in the field that you're speaking on. That's very important, so that you have that that gravitas and that area of importance. Audiences love a story, so if you do have a full tale to tell, share the heartbreak, the disappointment. You know, humans are very social creatures, and we like to hear other people's stories. So make sure that you have some real moments of black and white within your presentations and some pathos, and that's really important. In terms of top tips, don't do death by PowerPoint. You know, make sure that the best speakers that I see are those that don't even use slides, who just stand up and talk from the heart and talk with knowledge. But if you do use slides, make them interesting, funny, compelling, you know, and very visual, so that people have pictures to go with your words and your stories. In terms of after dinner speaking is a particularly challenging market, because very often people have had a drink or two by then. So you would only do that, I would suggest, if you were feeling supremely confident about your abilities to hold an audience. Talking at something like a conference or a seminar would be a good first place to start, rather than putting yourself right out on an after dinner circuit. So if you're interested in becoming a speaker or adding speaking at events to your repertoire of skills, the first thing to do would be to find a speaker bureau or a speaker agency, and there are several across the UK. Some of the more big established agencies, the likes of someone like JLA, will only take people if they have a profile of a certain kind. So you may need to look at some of the more local agencies in the first place. Very often, it's good to kind of build your show reel. So you may find that there might not be speaking fees available at all events, but sometimes it's worth taking some events just to build your network and contacts, etc. There's quite a few local speaking sort of interest groups that you could join. In terms of what we're looking for, so I run Don't Panic Speaker Bureau, and we're looking for a variety of different speakers. So what we don't want is a load of speakers who all speak on creativity, as an example. So what I think you need to do is very much find your niche, find what your specialism is, and then drive your content around that. We advise that speakers should really almost create products. So have a series of different speeches suitable for different occasions and suitable for different audiences. When we have speakers who have a product, that's a much easier speaker to sell into a client. Very often a client doesn't know exactly what they want, but they'll come to us and say, I want something inspirational. If we can go back and say, okay, we've got a specific speaker who has triumphed over adversity and has got a really good narrative around that, then that's an easier product to sell. So really think commercially about what your offering could be and who the target audience would be appropriate for that. Make sure that you're out and about and networking. Make sure that you include speaking as part of your skill set on things like your LinkedIn profile, etc. A show reel is really important, as are good photographs and a clean, quick, concise biography that kind of tells your tale and tells what you will be speaking about.